Hello, it's MattiAce. So I've spent a weekend away from Planetside 2, been hanging out with a friend of mine, but I've been following some of the discussions every now and then, and one of the things that I have been quite surprised about is the nerfs to the ESFs, the air-to-air nose guns. And to me, these nose guns changes makes really no sense. And one of the things that I reacted on the most was the lower ammo count on the M18 rotary. So of course I was planning on making my part 3 in the comparison with the 3 ESFs, but I'm gonna have to make it wait, or maybe I have to redo all of them since there's gonna be a lot of changes. But one of the main things that I want people to really pay attention to when you read the statistics is the differences you will see when you compare it before or after the nerf of the striker. So how much of an impact this nerf has had on the air game, I don't really know yet. And I think that a lot of people would agree that the striker has had a massive impact on whatever statistic you will see and whatever statistic differences you will see from the 3 different empires when it comes to Liberators and ESFs. So a lot of people have pointed out that the striker is the best empire-specific rocket launcher when it comes to ground targets as well. Now whether or not this is true, I really can't tell. I barely ever use any of these weapons myself, so I guess that is a discussion for Reddit. Now, what I've been seeing on the forums lately is that a lot of people have pointed out that the Mosquito is supposed to be the best ESF against Liberators. Now, the only explanation that I've heard that has made any sense to me is that it is better at range. I don't know how much, but to me personally, I think that the Reaver is a lot better at taking out Liberators, but that's my experience. It kills faster, and you also have an easier way of dodging the Liberators when they come charging against you, which a lot of pilots do. Now they also decided to nerf the air-to-air guns against the infantry, which might make sense if there was a lot more pilots that was really practicing and that was really doing well. But as it is right now, if you're an infantry player, the amount of times that you die from an air-to-air gun from any of the 3 ESFs is probably not that high. Now lately I've been focusing a lot of my videos on balance and how vehicle gameplay, MattiAce included actually, is affecting infantry gameplay. A lot of these videos are going to be found in the description below this video, so please check that out, especially if you want to participate in the ongoing discussions, and I'm pretty sure they are going to be ongoing. Now unfortunately it's a little bit tricky to get a hold of all these statistics that people are referring to and that SOE is using when they are making their balanced decisions. One very interesting thing that I heard from Mukas, who I have been following quite a while, and I'm pretty sure he's following my channel as well, is that the Flash actually has more kills than the Reaver on the NC side. Another interesting thing that I heard from Noxus when I was pointing out the strength of the Sight versus the Mosquito was that the Terran Liberators had a lot more kills than the Vanu ones. And this of course goes back to what I said earlier about the striker. So now for whatever reason in Planetside 2, and I have never been able to understand why this is, but Planetside 2 is one of those games where it's very sensitive when you can get a kill with a weapon that is designed for another purpose. And the reason why I find this to be very strange is that it really does take a lot of experience, a lot of skill to use a weapon for a non-intended purpose in most cases, not always. I can say not always, but for example, if you're using the Banshee instead of the rotary, it's gonna be a lot easier and you're gonna get a lot more kills against the infantry than with the air-to-air gun. I have never tried the light PPA or the air hammer, well not enough to actually have an opinion about it, but when it comes to the Banshee it is a massive difference. And basically when it comes to the differences with anti-vehicle weapons and anti-infantry weapons is that when you're using an anti-vehicle weapon you have to aim. When you're using an anti-infantry weapon you don't. Now there are a lot of changes that are coming with performance updates too, and unfortunately I have only been focusing on the things that I don't like about the changes. I'm sure there are some stuff that are really good as well. Unless I'm having some specific problems with the update, I'm sure that I'm going to like the performance update of the performance update. The last patch, Performance Update 1, was in my opinion the best one they have ever released. And if they can top that one or match it, I will be more than happy. And I will try to cover the balance changes once I am more familiar with it and once I've had discussed it with some of the people that I normally have these discussions with. So it will be very interesting to hear what you guys think about this. I'm sure a lot of people will focus on the Zoe nerf, but the thing that I am most interested in is the nerf to the air-to-air guns on all 3 ESFs. Please let me know what you guys think about it, and whether or not you think these changes are justified, why that is, and maybe it's time ESFs got a buff in terms of resistance towards weapons that are not anti-air. To me that seems very justified. Anyway, I want to say thank you all for watching, and bye for now.